Right, so on to the balance sheet then. So balance sheet for Joe Inglis as at 31 December 2017, three euro symbols just to say it's all in euro. And then cost, accumulated depreciation, and net book value are the three headings I'm putting here. Now these are only going to apply to the tangible fixed assets, but it's fine to just put them up here and they'll know they only apply to those. Okay, so tangible fixed assets then are the ones we would have depreciated. So if we just say tangible fixed assets, so tangible means something you can kind of pick up, hold, touch. All right, so for us that'll be your buildings, your computers, your delivery vans. Buildings, delivery vans, and computers and equipment. So the cost will be displayed slightly differently depending on the asset. So buildings cost 600,000. Delivery vans at cost, so this is what's given on the trial balance there, so 198,000. Computers and equipment is 32,400. So for buildings, so they cost 600, and 450,000 is the value that's sitting there on the accounts for them. So there must be 150,000 accumulated depreciation that's happened already. Okay, so that would go here, but just make sure that we add on this year's depreciation of 18,000. So 600 minus 450, 150 from previous years, plus that 18,000 there, so that's 168,000 for buildings. And then I've put the 600 in. I've put the 450 in by putting the 600 and the 150 in. So that's in. The 198 is in, and the 32,400 is in. So just tick them off as you're putting them on. Delivery vans then, so accumulated depreciation is 79,200. So that's from previous years plus the 29,700 that I have here. If you add those two numbers together, it's 108,900. So the 79,200 plus the 29,700 for delivery vans is 108,900. For computers then, it's 9,000 coming forward, plus a 2,340 that we did in the workings, so that would be 11,340. The net book value then is just for building 600 take away 168 is 432,000. 89,100. 198 take away the 108, 89,100 for delivery vans, 32,400 take away 11,340 is 21,060 for computers and equipment. All right, so you need to add 3 of these up. So the cost will sum to 830,400. The accumulated depreciation will sum to 288,240, and the net book value sums to 542,160. All right, so that's our intangible fixed assets. So it's our tangible fixed assets. Intangible fixed assets then. So the most common two you will see here are goodwill and patents. Okay, and it's goodwill that's in this one at 54,000. All right, that's not depreciated. So intangible fixed assets. It may be written off at some point in a different way, but it's not kind of generally depreciated every year. So 54,000 for goodwill. We'll just add the two of them together. Is 596,160. That's like a total for all your fixed assets together. All right. You can have financial fixed assets as well. There's none in this question. So next we're on to the current assets. Okay, so for current assets, one we always have is pretty much always have is closing stock. Okay, so 116,400 for closing stock. So closing stock is 116,400. The other one we have in pretty much every question then would be debtors. So they are 50,400, but remember we have the provision for bad debts as well. So we need to take that away. So debtors are 50,400 less provision for bad debts. So that was 3,600 in the accounts, but if you look there, I've got W7 working 7 beside it because I adjusted that down. Okay, so the provision was 6% of the 5,400 was 3,024. So that's my actual provision for bad debts. So just tick the 3,024 that you've put it in, and the 5,400 for debtors I've put in as well. So if you sum those, you're going to get 47,376. What other current assets do I have? Provision for bad debts, I've dealt with that, even though it's dealt with through the work, and I've dealt with that. That is it from the trial balance. Do I have any others from the... Yeah, I had stock of stationery as well of 720 from the adjustments from the workings. So stock of stationery, that is working 1, and that is 720. And the provision for bad debts, then remember that's coming from working 7, so I should just always kind of cross-reference it and tell the person correcting it where they can find that 3,024. Anything else here that I haven't put in already that's current assets? There. Yes, advertising prepaid of 5,280. Alright, and that is everything for current assets. So if we sum those, it is 169,776. So then we've got less. So sometimes I will call this kind of current liabilities when I'm quickly going through the trial balance, but what you need to call it on the face of the balance sheet is less creditors. Amounts falling due, or amounts due within 1 year. So the kind of classic one that you always have here is your actual creditors, your trade creditors, which are 54,000 here. else? VAT, USC, and bank down here. So VAT is 3840, USC is 5220. And the banks, remember, often that will be on the debit side in the trial balance, and that means it's an asset. This time it's on the credit side, which means it's a liability. We owe 42,360, so we're overdrawn in our bank. 42,360. That's it for the trial balance, I think. So what else? So current liability, yes, the mortgage interest. Okay, there was 7,200 in the accounts. I adjusted that to 8640, so I owe 1440 in mortgage interest. So mortgage interest due, or loan. Is it mortgage or loan? Mortgage. So mortgage interest due is 1440. And I think that's it for current liabilities. So you can add those up and they come to 106,860. And then your current assets, take away your creditors within 1 year, is net current assets. So I'm going to sum these. I'm going to give it the name net current assets. So I'm going to just put the answer down here. So net current assets. So the 169 take away the 106, 62,916. Alright, you add that then to your fixed assets. And you've got 659,076, and that is total net assets. And that's like half my balance sheet answer. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is do my financed by section, and that should equal 659,076 as well. Alright, so financed by, so you're always going to have like your capital and reserves down here, and you're also always going to have, well, not always, often have a long-term liability or creditors due after 1 year, which in our case would be the mortgage. Okay, so there's a mortgage of 162 that we owe. So financed by creditors amounts falling due after 1 year. Or it's just amounts due after 1 year. That's the mortgage. And nothing to do with that. To that's just 162,000. Okay, so it doesn't mention actually making repayments on that. It says you're just repaying the interest. So then the next section in the finance by is capital. Okay, so we had capital brought forward from the previous year. That is 1st of January, capital 504,000. So capital 1st of the 1st, 17, is 504,000. You'll always add this year's profit to that. Okay, so your capital plus this year's net profit. So your final answer from your trading profit and loss account is going to appear here again. So capital, net profit is 34. 656, and then you're going to take drawings away from that. So I think I'm going to just about fit this on one sheet, but it's quite normal to have to go on to the other side of the sheet to finish these off. So less drawings. So drawings in the accounts is here. It's where is it? 21,600, but I have an asterisk beside it there. So before I start putting in which working it was. So there it is there. Okay, so your wages and salaries, we're saying some of that's going to be drawings. Okay, so I said to add that on to drawings. I didn't actually do it here. Okay, so 19,980 that I'm adding on, plus the 21,600 that's in the trial balance is 41,580. So that's my drawings. Alright, so sum these and you get 497,076. And you're going to add those onto mortgage. Okay, so you add the two of them together, you get 659,076. So these match. My balance sheet has balanced, and this 659 down here is called capital employed. Okay, so I'm reasonably sure I put everything on because it balances, but just a good idea now just to go down and make sure you've ticked everything off, you've put everything on. It could be that you've left two things out and they cancel out, or if this doesn't balance, then that's a good sign you've left something out, and to go and have a look at it. So I've ticked, just go down all the debits. 14,400 carriage was working to, and I've posted it from working to. So yeah, so that did. That's been posted. 133,200 wages and salaries. So working 3, that got split, but it was split, and then both of them have been put into a profit and loss or balance sheet. So that's done. 3360 stationery. So I made an adjustment to that, but I put the adjusted amount in, so that's dealt with. 21,600 drawings, I've just dealt with, I've just put that in. 15,840 advertising, so that's working 6. I've dealt with working 6. I've posted both of them. 7,200 loan interest paid, so that's working 5. And I've dealt with it there, and I've put it in the profit and loss or the balance sheet. This side here, yep, everything's put in. If you're kind of doing your workings here like I have, where I'm saying on the right hand side where I'm putting stuff, you can see I have ticked everything. Okay, so 659,076 is your balance sheet total.